Hi, I'm Eric Hehman. I'm the head football coach at Malone University. I'm entering my third year, and I think we're going to talk a bit about the GLIAC and how excited we are to be joining that great conference. I think our move to the GLIAC was a great move for our institution and for our football program. The GLIAC is just a wonderful brand. It has recognition all over the Midwest and the entire nation when we talk to coaches and players from all over the country. I think we're very excited about our move there. It's just something, it's a next step for us from a Malone football perspective and a Malone athletic perspective. I think we're also understand the challenges. It's an extremely competitive conference. I mean, you're talking about some of the best football in all of Division II in all of the nation, and so we're very aware of the challenges of going into the GLIAC. We're very excited for those challenges, and feel like it's something that Malone football is going to be very capable of doing, and it's going to be a learning process and a growing process, but we're very, very excited, but we understand that it's going to be a fun and big challenge. From an offensive perspective, hiring Coach Penner as our OC, he's a new coach to Malone, but he's not a new coach to me. We've been friends for a long time, and he's been a great coach for us at different programs, and so what he does is what we want to do anyway, and so we're very excited for him to come. I think it's going to be we kind of have we want to run the ball and we want to have a really efficient passing game, and so I think that'll pay good dividends for us in the GLIAC. So, we are very young on offense. We do have about, I think, 7 returning starters, but we started about 5 or 6 freshmen last year. One of those being our quarterback, Will Spohr, who we expect to come in and keep the #1 spot there. And he has a very good arm and did really well for us in a couple of comeback wins last year in our second year. And so another guy I think that we think about getting the ball to is Justin McLean. He's very, very explosive. And we have a pretty veteran offensive line, not necessarily the deepest. Deep is what we would like, but anchored by Chris Ferrauto and Dan McCormick, and some of those guys that I feel like are going to do a very good job of anchoring that offensive line. Some of the defensive players that we feel like are going to we're going to have to count on is definitely some of the D-line, Frank McCormick and Brock Lundeen and Galarme. Those guys are just exactly what you want as far as effort and attitude. They really provide that on every practice and every game. We had some depth issues last year, and a couple of those guys were playing 90 reps a game. It was unbelievable. Antonio Scazza is a linebacker coming back who's an old senior. I mean, he's been here, been around the block, and he just has a great leadership, has a great knowledge, played at Massillon, and just has a great knowledge of the game, and so we expect him to lead. And as safeties and corners, corner Antonio Pavia is going to be a senior leader, and we expect great things from him. At safeties, Logan Francis is going to be a guy that has been here, been a 3-year starter, and just plays real hard. And DeMarco will be a guy that comes in. He came in last year as a transfer, and he's a safety for us. Brings a real physical presence to the game, and so we're very excited to have him as well. Well, I think we'll spend a lot of time in special teams. We feel like it's where you get the hidden yards in any game. And we had a couple returns. We were probably about a couple yards here or there away from 4 or 5 returns from a kickoff return, and we had a block for a touchdown. And so we spent a lot of time on it. We emphasized it a lot. We put our best players on it, and so I think what you can expect is that we're going to give it our best shot, and we're going to do everything we can to try to make explosive and dynamic plays from a special teams perspective. Not only is it our first year in GLIAC football, which is a higher level, it's also that we're still building a program, and so really it's our second full recruiting class that we're in, and so we're in a spot where we're so young. We started 8 or 9 freshmen last year, all over the board, and they're only going to be sophomores this year. So we've been part of conference championships everywhere we've been, but it's only been with seniors and juniors, and so the challenge is to mature them as fast as possible. And so I think that's the big thing. The second thing, no matter whether it's our 10th year or 20th year in the GLIAC or our first year, I think the teams that come together, that have incredible chemistry, that love being around each other, love those teams are special teams, and so we want to do everything we can from a coaching perspective to create that type of culture, a culture that works hard, a culture that believes, that fails forward in times, and that's going to stick together in the valleys and enjoy the peaks. And so when we do that, then we'll have a special team. Once again, I'm Eric Hehman, and from Malone University, head football coach, and we're very excited to be in the GLIAC, and we'll see you this fall.